Good morning, hey everyone, hope you're having an amazing day. It's Mark Wiens. I am in Mae Hong Son, which is in northern Thailand, and it's a cold morning, but I am excited to be here. I'm excited to go on a food tour today because Mae Hong Son has food that is totally different from any other food that you will find in Thailand. It's very influenced by Shan or Thai Yai and Burmese cuisine. And so today we're gonna go on a street food tour of Mae Hong Son. We're gonna eat some noodles, we're gonna eat some fried tofu, we're going to eat some snacks. They have some incredibly tasty snacks. We're gonna eat some spicy meatballs. Can't wait to share all the food with you now. So we are just walking up to the market this morning. It is a cold morning in Mae Hong Son. I love the outdoor section of the market where you just see the sprawl of ingredients. But we're gonna walk into the market and try to locate some street food for breakfast. We need to warm up. We need to eat something to warm up. Also, I just love how relaxing, how peaceful, how friendly people are in Mae Hong Son. The pace of life is a little slower here. It's a little more relaxed, way more relaxed than most parts of Thailand. And again, the mixture of cultures, it's very influenced by the Thai Yai or the Shan, but then there's so many different hill tribes in the surrounding mountains. And so people come down, congregate. This is a crossroads for so many different hill tribe villages and communities. We found exactly what we were looking for. Okay, this is such a cool stall. There's two main things going on. One is where she's just deep frying up some Shan tofu, and I believe that the tofu is made from yellow split pea. And then on the other side of the kitchen, Auntie has a boiling, bubbling pot of, again, I believe it's split pea tofu made into a porridge. And then instead of boiling noodles in water, she actually boils the noodles in this split pea porridge. And then she puts the noodles into the bowl with scooping in some of the goopy porridge, and then seasons it with what looks like garlic oil, some sesame seeds, some chili oil, some coriander and green onions, and then it's served alongside a bowl of the fried tofu. And I'm happy to have bar counter, chef's counter seating this morning as well with everybody else here. What an amazing stall. It is a bowl of noodles, but it's held together by the stickiness and the texture, that consistency of the split pea porridge tofu. Oh wow, that is thick and hearty and rich and so flavorful. Oh man, I love that texture. It's so sticky and goopy. It's such a rich flavor at the same time. And then you taste the flavor of those vegetables, almost tastes like a watercress. And you've got that little bit of chili oil, you've got the fragrant fried garlic and shallots in there. And those noodles remain really al dente, really chewy. You taste the layers of soy sauce, maybe fermented soybean in there too, the tuanao. Then what you can do, I believe, is take the fried tofu and just add them to your bowl, because you do want to mop up all of that gravy tofu. And it looks like there's actually two different types of tofu. This one, which is a little lighter in color, and this one, which is a little more yellow. Could be two different beans. But yeah, you want that crunchy tofu. You want to just mop it up. Oh wait, hold that bite. I just saw the seasonings, the chili oil across the table. We gotta add some immediately. There we go, and mix that up. Now things are really gonna warm up this morning. I love how the noodles stay so al dente. They don't get mushy at all. I think because they're not boiled, they're just kind of like whooshed around in the thickness of that melted tofu. Oh man, that is extraordinary. You chopsticks and a spoon because there's chunks, but then at the same time it's like it's porridge, so you really need both. The light colored tofu almost has a mozzarella cheese kind of texture to it. You can feel the holes in it. I love it. Like so nutty, so rich, so hearty. Sweet, herbal, so many textures, and I actually feel like I could almost take off my jacket after eating that. It's that warming and that hearty. Okay, we gotta make room for others. Others are waiting to sit down. This is a very popular place, but for a right reason. Okay, let's move on. Oh, I just loved Mae Hong Son. It's one of my favorite places in Thailand, and editing the video brings back the memories. But I wanted to just quickly say thank you for choosing to watch this video, and it's a longer video, so it might be the type of video where you need to get a drink or a snack and then sit back and relax and then watch the entire video because there's lots more delicious food coming up and also the natural beauty of Mae Hong Son. And then one more thing, if you could take just 1 second to give this video a like, click thumbs up on this video, that would be a huge help. And thank you in advance for clicking thumbs up. Let's get back to the video. Extremely conveniently right next to where she is selling, well, what we just ate, the Shan tofu. They are selling what's called kong bong, which are the deep fried Shan style fritters, vegetable fritters. Especially one of the main ones is made with green papaya, but then they also have some other leaves, some other vegetables. I think some onions or shallots, which are battered in a turmeric spicy batter and then deep fried. You can just get a whole bowl of the fritters and just snack on them, but they also serve khao, which is Shan style rice noodles with a tomato broth over them. And we are gonna eat at a different place later this afternoon for a really legendary bowl of khao, but just to eat it together with that, I decided to try the khao here along with the fried vegetables. So I'm just gonna try the fritters first, and I think that's shredded pieces of green papaya, but then also maybe some onions in there, and you can see the batter is also yellow from turmeric. Oh wow! Oh, that is extraordinarily tasty, and fried, and oily, and crispy. It is literally approaching. You're almost to the flavor of a pakora. Addictively tasty. Now to try some of the khao, and you can see that it's really watery. There's tomatoes in there, there's pork in there. It's very similar actually to Northern Thai nam miao, but this is more simple, refreshing, a little more watery, not as oily, not as heavy. Yeah, it's just simple. You taste the tartness of the tomatoes, the sourness of the tomatoes. You taste that little bit of pork to flavor it. And then it's just like, kind of just goes down easily and the noodles just slide down. And then you can alternate with bites of the fried vegetables. On that bite, I'm gonna go ahead in and do some seasoning for my noodles, add a little bit of chili, a little bit of dried chili, add a squeeze of lime, mix that around, get it going. I love just how light, how refreshing the noodles just slide down and they just like almost dissolve, almost melt on your tongue. I think this one is Morning Glory, onions, there are green papaya. I think I'll just go ahead and add this to my noodles this time. Oh yeah. Oh man, that's gonna be so good, so incredibly tasty. Crunchy fritters are absolutely incredibly tasty. That is just, it's extraordinary. You taste a little bit, I mean, you taste the turmeric, you taste the coriander seed in those fritters. It's good. And there's a number of stalls that you can choose from, but you gotta have breakfast when you're in Mae Hong Son at the market. From here, we're gonna walk out onto the main street, and there is another place that I think we're gonna go to immediately eat because it's right around the corner. So right around the corner on the parallel street to the market is a restaurant, a rice and curry stall called Mae Si Bua. And they are known especially for serving authentic, traditional Thai or Shan food. So now is the perfect time. They open in the morning. Now is the perfect time to order. Actually, we're gonna order everything that they cooked for the day. Oh, มีแกงฮังเล เอาแกงฮังเล จินลุง มีจินลุง อันนี้อะไรอะคะ อันนั้นแกงโฮะ เอาแกงโฮะ แกงโฮะ It's not a lot of dishes. They have 5 or 6 different dishes at the front, everything in pots. You can either order in separate bowls all the different dishes, or you can order a couple of dishes on top of your plate of rice. We're gonna just try everything that Auntie made today, which is 5 main dishes, and we'll get them in separate bowls with separate plates of rice and have a huge meal. But oh man, immediately as she opens those pots, you can smell the herbs, you can smell the spices. It just looks so good, and it's just straight up home cooking. Love this shop house corner environment, but maybe even more than the environment, I know I'm gonna love the food even more. And again, this is all completely Thai or Shan food. And so you'll immediately notice, number one, some different dishes than you'll see in most other parts of Northern Thailand, especially the meatballs, the Thai meatballs, which are, they're life-changing, herbal, spicy, just powerfully flavorful meatballs, some of the best meatballs you'll ever have. And then there are other dishes such as gang hung le, which is actually a Burmese curry, but often associated with the Shan food because the Shan people brought it from Burma to Thailand. And now gang hung le is a popular curry throughout Northern Thailand. That also goes for the gang ho, but especially influenced and brought from the Thai, the Shan people. First thing that I have to taste are, they're called jin lung, which are the Thai meatballs. I've had some Shan meatballs already a couple times in Mae Hong Son, and I can already guarantee you that they are some of the most flavorful meatballs you've ever had because of all that paste, herbal paste that's within them. Oh, wow. Oh, that is amazing. Again, these are some of the world's greatest meatballs. Shan meatballs could be the next big thing. It just erupts with juicy meat oils and juices. There's all of those herbs, the garlic, the lemongrass, the chilies in there. They're not extremely spicy. Oh, there's the tomato in there too. Tomato adds umami. The fermented soybean adds umami. The meat, the kaffir limes, the fragrance. Next up for the gang hung le, again a Burmese curry and big chunks of pork belly. There's ginger in here. Oftentimes the Shan also add potato, I believe, and should put this onto rice. Gang hung le, one of the ultimate dishes. For this one, it's less tart, less sour, but more spicious and earthy tasting. and more almost herbal tasting. Oh, it's so good. You taste the Burmese masala in there. You taste the ginger. It is just rich from the melted pork fat and pork belly. And it's just like rich and incredibly flavorful. Oh, yeah, amazing. And it's also less sweet. It's not really sweet at all. Okay, next dish. This one is the geng ho. Mung bean noodles, a mix of, there's eggplant in here, there's long beans, and geng ho is actually a leftover dish. It's typically made with the leftover curry sauce from, for instance, geng hung lei, or curry sauce from yesterday or the day before, which is then stir-fried, cooked down with a variety of vegetables, with kaffir lime leaves, with mung bean noodles to sop up the leftover curry sauce. And so that's, I mean, in my opinion, it's one of the greatest ever ways to use leftovers. Oh wow, yes. It tastes like the leftover geng hung lei curry sauce, just with vegetables and with a totally different textural blend to it. This one is the yam makua. It's some type of an eggplant relish. It almost looks like a relish, yeah. Okay, immediately in that dish you taste the turmeric and the masala powder, the dry spices. You really taste the Indian, the Burmese influence in that dish. Oh, and the chilies, the smoky melt in your mouth eggplant. Oh, that is incredible. Oh, wow. Next, we've got the chicken dish. It's like a really chunky, almost looks like geng hung lei, the same kind of curry paste with ginger, with kaffir lime leaves, oily sauce, chunks of chicken, and I believe tomato-y as well. I'm not totally sure if there's tomato in there. And then again, you taste, I believe, the fermented soybean in there, like a concentrated chicken flavor. And then another dish we got is called kana wan, which was sitting on the table. So sweet Chinese broccoli. There's a little bit of pork in here, and it looks like very simple, just kind of almost a boiled in or a stir-fried in liquid vegetable. Yeah, just very simple, focusing on the vegetable itself, a little bit of a pork flavor, a little bit of a soy sauce, kind of oyster sauce flavor to it. And the last dish we got, that we just got because she had it at the front here, is gai tom manao dong, which is pickled lime chicken soup. Oh, yeah, that one's kind of sweet. It's like the only dish that's sweet. And then you got the sourness of the lime. By far, my favorite dish, the meatballs, the Shan meatballs, the eggplant salad. That one is world class, and also the geng hung lei. I'm not sure if she has the same exact dishes every day or if she rotates dishes, but this is one of those places where you can just come, just show up here, just see what's available for the day. Don't miss the Shan meatballs, but then just order whatever you see, and it's all going to be home cooked, fresh, delicious, local Thai Shan food. Okay, we'll split the meatball in half so we can see the cross section this time. Oh, you can immediately see just the color, even the color of the inside of that meatball. How it's red and yellow and just filled with herbs, chunky herbs. Oh, and that aroma coming out of it. I also like how the meat is kind of a chunky grind, and yet it just crumbles. It breaks apart in your mouth so easily. The eggplant might actually be my favorite dish though. The way it melts in your mouth. The ginger, the turmeric, the masala, the chilies in there. Highly recommend Mae Hong Son. From here, we're gonna just walk down a little ways down the road to the lake and probably go walk around there's some temples surrounding the lake, which I wanna check out next. And we need to keep on walking, we need to keep on moving. If you don't, you will wind up sleeping for the rest of the day after that meal. We are walking a little ways off that main road down towards the lake area of Mae Hong Son. It's a pleasant city. It's such a relaxed, peaceful city. Mae Hong Son is just such a great city to walk around. Welcome to the Lakeside, which is actually Jongkam Lake. And again, it's just a pleasant environment. Not a huge lake, but there's a park that goes around the lake, and then you can see the mountains that surround Mae Hong Son. And then to the far side of the lake is Wat Jongkam, which is the iconic Burmese Shan temple. Now that I'm actually right outside of the temples, there's actually two different temples, and it's a little bit confusing because this one over here with the golden stupa is called Wat Jongkam, and then this one over here with more of the wooden Burmese architecture is called Wat Jongkam. Let's go to Wat Jongkam first. Wat Jongkam, which was built in 1827, especially made from wood and known especially for its incredibly ornate and decorative Burmese architecture. The design, the roofing structure, the architecture is unique and truly spectacular. Very quiet, very peaceful in here. And if you look around again, the construction and then so many decorative elements, especially the silver etchings and linings, which are just decorating the entire temple. And then how this temple is just built completely out of wood as well. And then next door to Wat Jongklong, which you'll notice with the golden stupa at the front, again Burmese Shan, and this temple is known for the paintings on the walls. Actually, you can spend some time just walking around this temple because it's almost a museum of paintings and depictions, and there are also relics and carvings and dolls from Myanmar. Actually, there's an entire museum here in the back. So well worth a look for the preservation of history and to just have a look around to see the influence of the Thai, the Shan, and the Burmese in Mae Hong Son. From here, we're gonna take a little rest this afternoon, and then in a couple of hours, we're gonna go eat what is, well, maybe it's one of the national dishes, a dish that really represents Mae Hong Son. Okay, อันนี้เท่ากันจริงไหมครับโอเคครับเอากี่ห่อเอา2ห่อเนาะ Okay, so next up on the street food tour of Mae Hong Son, and this is one of the coolest spots, which is literally in the front. We're actually almost on the sidewalk, but almost in the front porch, the front, like living room of Auntie. And she sets up a table with some low benches here and serves a dish called khao, which is very thin rice noodles and with a broth, kind of a curry, which is very tomato heavy. It's similar to nam yao, but not exactly. Again, it is a Thai yai or a Shan based dish. When you order it, then she dishes out the khao, the rice noodles, into your bowl. She ladles on that soup curry. Then she sprinkles on some coriander. I believe it's like garlic or shallot oil, and then some crispy noodles. Just looks simple, homemade, delicious. And then I also got a dish called khao kanjin, which is this compressed blood rice cake, which is steamed. And then when you order it, they take it out of the banana leaves, they put it into the bowl, add some garlic, shallot oil on top, and serve it with coriander. Such a cool place. It's so fragrant with the tomatoes. You can actually smell the tartness, the vibrancy of the tomatoes. It smells just so good. Oh wow, that is just entirely more delicious than it looks and more complex than it looks. You think it's just going to be this kind of simple tomato sauce. It's way more than that. You've got the tartness of the tomatoes. You've got the richness of the pork broth. You've got the fragrance of the fried garlic and shallots, the crunch of the coriander and green onions, also the crunch of the fried onions, which you really feel the different texture. That's almost like croutons on a salad, but all of those components together. Oh, it is amazing, but it does need seasoning. Oh wow. With the ground chili, with the extra squeeze of lime, and then those little fried chilies. Oh, those are spicy, those are pungent, unbelievably smoky. And even you can just taste the freshness of the chili powder as well. It makes a huge difference. This dish is actually incredible. It is entirely way more flavorful than you expect it's gonna be when she serves it up to you. It is so tasty, so warming, so comforting, and just kind of like the noodles just kind of melt in your mouth actually. And what's also amazing and almost confusing about this dish is that it's really meaty tasting. You taste the porkiness of it, and yet it's not rich, it's not heavy, it's really light and just brothy. It's like a pork soup with tender rice noodles that just melt in your mouth with you barely even chewing. Oh man, it's so good. It's really awesomely tasty. Okay, and next to try the rice blood, and then also, that's what holds it together, and you can feel the stickiness of it as well. And then there's garlic oil on top, served with coriander, and you can also garnish with some of those little fried chilies as well as the garlic, which I will. Oh wow. Okay, I've had this many times. That is by far the best version I've had. It's so incredibly fragrant from that garlic shallot oil. It just has this like glutinous texture. That is blood, I believe, but you don't taste the flavor of blood at all. It's just so incredibly fragrant. What makes it is that oil. Oh wow. It almost tastes like porridge, like congee, but condensed into a rice ball. Because it has a very neutral, just like slightly meaty, salty taste to it. But then with the raw garlic, with that chili, that just bumps up the flavor. Everybody that's coming here, they are ordering bowls of the khao, but nobody fails to order the khao kanjin. And actually, she's almost sold out already. She just barely opened like 30 minutes ago, and she's almost all sold out of it. So I'm glad I ordered when I did. But yeah, by far, that's the best version of it I've ever had. And literally, you are sitting in her living room when you are eating here. only reason I am not immediately getting a refill and another refill and another refill is because of all the food we've already eaten today. But oh, it is tempting, but I don't think I should not. I should not. Can't even believe the simple flavor, yet the complexity that it provides and how addictively tasty that is. What a spot, what a gem in Mae Hong Son. Okay, I'm pretty full. From here, we're actually going directly up the hill to get a little exercise. We are gonna hike up to Wat Pratat Doi Gong Mu. The entrance to the staircase is actually at a different temple, which is just up the road from the road where you drive to the top here, marked by two huge lions at the entrance, and then the staircase, just like the natural decaying staircase into the forest, just goes straight up. I love it. It's so quiet and so peaceful, and I love this staircase. Wow, look at the Naga Ying?
Yeah.
Naga staircase entrance.
Yeah.
I think what's cool about this staircase is that it's made from stone, and then additionally it starts off, it's like a slope, it's like a curved slope, so I think as you keep on going up it gets steeper and steeper. This is beautiful, spectacular views. It looks like we came up the less traveled staircase, but now we've joined onto the more traveled walkway. It's definitely a bigger, more traveled trail to get to the top. Feels great to get some exercise. That was a fantastic hike to the top. Welcome to Wat Doi Kong Mu. And there are two different chedis, both of which were built in the 1800s, I believe the late 1800s. The chedis are Shan style again, and I believe that they enshrine the ashes of a monk from the Shan state of Myanmar. But really you come here just to get a perspective, to get an overview of Mae Hong Son and the incredible view. It's sort of like the ground zero of Mae Hong Son right here. Might as well try it. I and Ying also did buy some water and a juice from them as well here. Oh, tastes almost like pine. Sweet and herbal and green tasting. Awesome view. One of the huge parts of Mae Hong Son city is that the airport is right in the center of town, and then you can see the city, you can see downtown, you can see the lake from here, you can see the surrounding mountains, and beautiful, beautiful province in northern Thailand. That is gonna wrap up, that is going to complete this street food tour of Mae Hong Son, and it has been an amazing day. This city, it's just the perfect size where there's plenty of delicious food to eat, and yet it's so relaxed, it's so slow paced, people are extremely friendly, and again, the food, there are truly some gems of cuisine in Mae Hong Son. And again, it's so different from anywhere else in Thailand that you'll find, especially influenced by the Thai Yai, by the Shan cuisine and the Shan people and culture. And I want to say a huge thank you for watching this video. Please remember to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're not already subscribed, click subscribe and also click the little bell icon, and that way you'll immediately get notified of the next video that I publish. Thanks again for watching. Goodbye from Mae Hong Son, and I will see you on the next video.